start. And
that would be the most relevant place to consider
we are passing down
particular treatment. I should point
Victoria
out that,
Street, but turning right to merge out.
U.S. Environmental Protection Agency has registered the use
This is going to be 4 lanes through here when they finish the bridge. Still haven't widened this side of the highway for the bridge. Twinning 4 lanes. Slow down to 40 kilometers for the on-ramp, or the off-ramp here.
Stapling to the trees. I think we actually talked about that method
about 5 to 5 here at
out
the
there
time.
a couple of years ago in the north, and really it was labor intensive. We talked about it maybe working to protect a tree here and there or whatnot. But when you hear what this new research is saying,
there's the Simon Fraser Bridge there.
It's obviously not a magic bullet. It's not going to stop the pine beetle dead in its tracks.
Cars on my right, and car on my left.
This particular problem. And I would characterize this
Wait for this guy turning in front of me.
One more tool in the toolbox that should be considered. And the way I would see this sort of application would be a combined approach where one might apply verbenone to an area that you'd like to protect. An example might be a vital watershed. But then you'd combine that with use of, for example, aggregation pheromones that would be
couple more on my left.
that perhaps the forest company is already scheduled to be harvested. In which case, you would actually double the efficacy of the verbenone by telling the beetles not to go that place, but actually encouraging against them to go to another place. In which case, you could harvest that area and move the beetles in the process.
In front.
Is the community, the forest community, fairly good at sharing?
Another one on my left here.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The people involved
on my right now, it's clear on my left.
Typically will
cars
pick up
turning
on
in front of me.
the minute they're available, and in fact, oftentimes even before they are. And we'll
turn right to my left.
I know the Alberta government has been using verbenone.
A few more cars coming down my left here. Gonna wait for them.
Earlier to protect some of these high-value, high-elevation white bark pine stems that they have in the Wilmore Wilderness area and so on.
Alan, it's interesting
Looks like
research.
a break coming up here.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Sneak in here after this guy.
My pleasure.
Bye-bye.
One on my right.
Alan Carroll is a research scientist in insect ecology with an expertise in mountain pine beetle. We reached him at his office at the Canadian Forest Services Pacific Forestry Centre in Victoria.
Between the bridge here. Drive under it. Now you turn left off of Queensway Ferry. They join about right here on this corner. Queensway goes down the hill.
Taking a seat
Around the corner here.
That's the message to anyone in BC who wants
Short
to
left
join
turn
the
lane that I'm in right now.
lawsuit against Ticketmaster. We're going to find out what prevents you from joining. That's coming up after the news.
Get in there now.
They've come from across Canada. 50 of the nation's top emerging artists. It's a fresh musical landscape of
I'm gonna go back onto the highway.
blues. All part of Next, Canada's music future. Keep catching rising stars on CBC Radio.
This side of the highway is finished with the bridge realignment. This is how it's going to stay.
CBC Radio
2 lanes heading north.
Coming up in 90 minutes, take a trip around the world with As It Happens.
Hi, I'm Carol building his fan base.
Now here we are passing Victoria Street, Carmel Inn. Coming up on Spruce Street. Here we have to turn right in.
His story tonight. This is CBC News.
Frontage road.
Good afternoon. I'm Kim Steffler with The World This Hour.
Carmel
We
Inn.
begin in Washington, where U.S. Treasury Secretary Timothy Geithner revealed how he
Victoria
plans
Street.
to rescue America's
Joins up.
banking
There's the
system.
highway in there.
His program calls for
All
a
the snow.
private public fund to buy up $1 trillion in toxic